State Department security clearances and Iranian special envoys. Oh my. Hi, this is Lindy Kaiser with clearancejobs.com. There has been a story in the news over the past several months about Robert Malley, who was a State Department special envoy to Iran, high up official within the White House, had his security clearance revoked in April, and has kind of been in that limbo period that the average security clearance holder might know or understand. If you have a security clearance suspended due to an issue, and he's kind of been on the outs and outside of his job as he awaits a determination on that. A lot of hot topics come to mind. Again, how does the State Department handle security clearances has come up. The politicization of the security clearance process is one of the hot topics that comes up around this, and also just general mishandling of classified information. It seems to be yet another case that we've had. Former President Donald Trump, we have Joe Biden. There have been, I think Mike Pence at one point raised his hand, said he had classified information in his hands. A lot of folks have had issues with the mishandling of classified information at the higher up level. This is one example of that. The details are very skinny on this. We do not have a lot of information. It sounds like potentially even the individual in question here, Robert Malley, may not have a ton of information either. A lot of the news reports coming out of it are actually like the Tehran Times is providing more information about this process for good or bad. I think what it can highlight is that when it comes to mishandling classified information, it is really important to make sure you are handling information well, that you are following the dictums of the current presidential administration, because so much of security clearance policy is born out of executive order and the policies around classified information. A big part of this individual's job was to liaise with individuals in Iran. Again, speculation is that he gave information to certain officials there that he should not have, that was classified. So there's going to be a lot of different factors at play, but it does kind of highlight this issue of mishandling classified information, which can come in how we classify documents. Yes, there are documents that can be shared with foreign governments. We have alliances like the Five Eyes Alliance. I just had a conversation with NATO. There is NATO intelligence sharing. This is where countries are specifically sharing information and classified intelligence information. Obviously, the country of Iran is a different story. How are we sharing information with another country that we're trying to kind of create agreements with? Again, in this case, Robert Malley was a key individual behind the Iran nuclear deal, which is highly politicized. A lot of, again, different factors, but it just shows how over time to time, day by day, how we're interacting with folks. Folks really have to be careful about that. And the security clearance process is just one of those factors at play in how information is shared. And it's not just folks at the lower levels that can get hit with mishandling classified information. Folks all the way up to the very tippy top can have issues when it comes to mishandling classified information that can have career implications. So you have non-disclosure agreements related to the information that you know, and those happen for life. So even if you're having outside conversations, really knowing what the current onus of your position is and what you are authorized and required to share, incredibly important. Obviously a huge, very nuanced conversation if you were working with the State Department and your role is to establish relationships. Requires a lot of nuance, a lot of understanding of the policy, and an understanding of how documents and classification markers and markings can even change based on the timeline, how the information is being used and disclosed and in what manner it is. But for folks across the spectrum, mishandling classified information can certainly get you in trouble. We'll see what comes of it. I have heard that, it sounds like he is still kind of fighting to get his authorization back, to make his way back into office. But as we know, we recently covered the Oppenheimer security clearance issue there. Security clearance eligibility certainly can be revoked based on changing circumstances. Information that you shared at one time, if there is a changing wind of political norms, and you are not in the know about what needs to be shared, what should be shared, and what information is marked and how it's supposed to be authorized for disclosure, that could certainly get you in trouble. So for more on this, for more conspiracy theories, if that's your thing, visit us over at clearancejobs.com.